All set, Carly? All right, being it's 3:02, I'll call the meeting to order. Does any member wish to make an addition to the agenda?
Nope.
Peter, you're muted if you are speaking. Hearing or seeing none, I'll ask Ron moving, and Bill seconding. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor? That's carried. Does any member have the declaration of pecuniary interest related to the agenda? Hearing or seeing none. Previous minutes, that the minutes of the Council Remuneration Committee meeting held July 10th, 2025 be approved. Looking for a mover and a seconder. Peter moving, Ron seconding. Any discussion on the previous minutes? Hearing or seeing none, call for vote. All in favor? Approve those minutes? That's carried. We're down to staff reports. I'll just read the recommendation of the staff report for now and then ask for a mover and a seconder. And then I'll turn it over to staff to briefly comment, and then we can have any discussion thereafter. So the recommendation at this point is that report COR 2025-029, summary of historical council remuneration, be received for information. I ask for a mover and a seconder. I got Bill and then Ron. There, I'll turn it over to staff to provide any discussion. Is that you, Samantha?
It is, yes.
Super.
Thank you. And through your chair, we provide.
Samantha, I don't think.
Oh.
Anybody else here? You can?
Yep.
Okay, let me just see if I've got something screwed up here.
Okay, I'll just pause for a moment.
Maybe I'll switch out of these things and just go to.
Try again.
Can you hear me now? Testing.
I can hear you fine.
No, I'm coming through these.
I can hear you fine, Samantha.
Oh. Okay.
Can you hear me now, Brad?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, so thank you. Through you, I'll just quickly summarize this report. So what we have prepared for the committee today is historical information related to council remuneration. So we do have their remuneration rates using 2021 as our base rate. The latest council remuneration policy did cover the 2022 to 2025 rates. Included in that was the recommendation that council remuneration be increased at the same rate as the non-union township staff. So those historical rates are provided in that graph for you. I also included the mileage per kilometer reimbursement rate, as we've been following the CRA mileage rates for those. In addition to council meetings, we've also summarized the meetings for which per diems may be paid that are not Township of Georgian Bluffs meetings. So we do have our elected officials appointed to various boards that they do also receive per diem and mileage reimbursement for their attendance at these. Part of this committee is also going to be inadvertently setting the per diem rate for any citizen members that we may have on our boards. That can include a committee such as this. It can include a property standards committee, inter-township fire department, or committee of adjustment. So we just wanted to highlight some of those other committees. By virtue of their elected title, the mayor and deputy mayor are also on county council. However, they are remunerated through the county, and there is no impact to the township on that. Some non-remuneration based benefits that they do receive is they do have directors of officers insurance that they are covered under. They are members of the township's OMERS program. They do receive reimbursement for any out-of-pocket meals and professional development. Each member does have a $4,000 professional development allotment. How they can use as they see fit. This may be a combination of seminars. It could be attendance at conference meetings, and could be small other sessions that they find beneficial for their capacity as elected official. The township also provides them and pays for a phone and a tablet. And for our counselors, they do also receive a internet allowance to compensate their home internet costs. The mayor and deputy mayor historically have not received this. Each year, under the Municipal Act, the treasurer is required to summarize the amounts paid to or on behalf of members of council. So we have included the 2024, 23, and 2022 amounts and their links to those direct reports. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any about this.
Any questions from committee members?
Nope.
Okay, thanks, Samantha. So I guess at this point, I'll call for a vote on the staff report. All in favor to receive it? That's carried. Next report's COR 2025-30, municipal comparators for council remuneration. Again, I'll read the recommendation, ask for a mover and a seconder, turn it over to staff, and then we can have any discussion should there need to be. That the committee directs staff to seek further information in relation to council benefits and remuneration from the same 10 comparators used for 2025 non-union staff pay equity and compensation review. I'll ask for a mover. Ron, and a seconder, Bill.
Yes.
And turn it over to who's speaking to this one. Is this you again, Samantha?
It is, yes. So thank you through your chair. Throughout 2025, we are undertaking a non-union staff pay equity and compensation review. So council has been involved with that process. So they were involved in selecting our matrix that we took into account different considerations such as population size, annual budgets, staff complement, average home assessment, and the living wage catchment. So we compared that to 21 municipalities that were similar, we felt, and then it did result in a top 10, which was also endorsed and approved by council. We also have included here the municipalities that were used for the 2022 and 2025 Council Remuneration Committee. Many of these municipalities, I believe there might have been one, was not included in the matrix that we had used when presenting it for the non-union staff component. The top 10 comparators that we are suggesting this committee move forwards with is the municipality of Erin-Aldersley, municipality of Meaford, town of South Bruce Peninsula, municipality of West Grey, municipality of Brockton, town of Saugeen Shores, township of Huron-Kinloss, township of Southgate, municipality of Grey Highlands, and the town of Minto. As the committee, you are welcome to adjust, change these comparators as you see fit. Staff are recommending we can maintain consistency with that is used as non-union staff.
Great. Thank you, Samantha. Any questions from committee members? I see And I have a couple, about 3 questions, Samantha. Does it make sense for us to use County of Gray, or can we maybe just use them as a reference point just to kind of base it to? Is one question. Maybe I'll give you all 3 of my questions. You can answer them collectively if you want. Geographically, I'm wondering whether we should include Saugeen Shores, just to provide, since we're going all the way out to town of Blue Mountains, I thought maybe Saugeen Shores is relatively close. And I think their council size is similar. And then the next question was, when we actually do gather the data, can we make sure we gather the number of council members for each of those communities? Because I think a comment I made the previous meeting was that there might be that potential for the workload to be distributed differently depending on how many councillors are. So a council of 5 might have more work than a council of 7, say, vice versa. That's possible.
Brad, did you say we should include the town of Saugeen Shores?
Yeah, and I don't think it was in the list I saw.
I think it is number 6 in the list.
Oh. Okay.
Unless we have a different
different agendas? I don't think so.
So through your chair, Town of Saugeen Shores is one that of the 10 that staff are recommending. Blue Mountains was used during the 2022 to 25. So there is kind of 2 lists in the report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mixing up the list. That's a thing.
Oh, no worries.
That's what I was doing, mixing this up.
No worries.
Then I would suggest my other comment would be then, is it appropriate for us to be using Town of Minto? It's pretty far. And I think Town of Minto will get a little bit of that influence from larger urban centers. So maybe that's the question. I'll flip it around a little bit.
So through you, Town of Minto received 87 points when we applied the metrics to them. They are number 10, so if the committee wishes to reduce or swap out any of the 10 comparators, you're welcome to. You had asked about the county. You're welcome to use the county. The services provided at a county level can differ, and workloads can and may differ from a county perspective opposed to a lower tier, but we can definitely request the information if that is what the committee would like.
Samantha, what was the 11th? You said Minto was 10 with 87. What's the one after that?
Through your chair, just bear with me. I don't remember if Owen Sound was next or Chatsworth was next, but they were the next 2.
Samantha, is there any way that you can pull up the comparator matrix?
Bear with me. It is large and multiple pages, so I will try.
Thank you.
Is everyone able to see?
Yeah.
I do see your screen.
Yep.
Well, I'm just going to try to zoom out a bit. It is 6 pages, so when the committee would like a page change, please let me know.
You can move pages as far as I'm concerned, Samantha. Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
I think so.
So Samantha, there would be the question. The township of Chatsworth was 86 and the town of Minto is 87, but we're going to recommend Minto over Chatsworth, which is our neighbor. I'm a little bit like you, Brad. I would probably say I would take Chatsworth as a comparator over Minto when they're so close.
Can we just add Chatsworth to the list and keep Minto in there just for number's sake?
Okay, can you continue on, Samantha? Okay, you can continue. And you can continue. Or is that's it?
That's page 6.
Yeah.
The thoughts by the committee in terms of either removing Minto or adding Chatsworth.
I think it would make sense to swap out Minto for Chatsworth, given its proximity to us and the fact that there's only 1 point difference in the scoring. I think it, maybe Brad, to your point, it may be more similar to our area than Minto. That would be my thought.
Any other comments or discussion?
Yeah, my only
Peter? Sorry,
I-
Ron. Okay.
Go ahead, Peter. I'll talk after you.
I was just going to say adding Chatsworth makes sense, but we might as well leave Minto in there since it's a valid comparison as well. It's a little stretched geographically, but more information is sometimes better than less. So.
Yeah, my only hesitation about adding Chatsworth is the council composition size is different. When they only have 5 members versus the council composition in Georgian Bluffs is significantly different from a workload perspective. So we may get different comparators from a workload on a per diem basis at Chatsworth versus here. That would be my only hesitation about adding them in.
The only comment
Sorry,
I
how
might
many
add is that,
Chatsworth has 5.
sorry, the only,
Go ahead.
are we done with the screen so I can see everybody's picture again? Because it's just hard to see everybody in the smaller screens. There we go. Super. Sorry. Who was trying to speak? I couldn't quite catch it.
It was me, and I was just going to say, I should know this, but how many counselors do we have? I thought we had 5 as well, but I'm probably wrong.
Through your chair, we have a mayor, deputy mayor, and 5 counselors, so it is a group of 7. Chatsworth is a mayor, deputy mayor, and 3 counselors, so a total composition of 5.
Okay.
On the information being provided for the different municipalities, are you including the populations in there as well?
Through
Sorry,
you,
that's directed to Samantha, sorry.
through you, population size is something that was looked at when determining their score. I don't believe it does have the actual population size included on the matrix summary.
If you're looking for a recommendation, Mr. Chair, I would just recommend that we move forward with the 10 that are on the staff report.
Or did we want to add Chatsworth on there?
Did we lose Brad? We might have lost him.
Could be rural internet issues.
Is there any downside to having 11, or is there any requirement that you must have 10?
My only concern, Bill, is that the pay equity staff ratings that the township use, these are the 10 comparators that they use. And for consistency's sake, if we use the same 10 comparators, then we're comparing apples to apples versus trying to change that.
That's fair.
Yeah. Although Chatsworth was only 1 point difference on the scoring, right?
Yeah, and my only hesitation, Peter, about them is it's a different size council.
Yeah, we can take that into account though.
Yeah, the workload is significantly different for 5 versus 7.
And Brad's gone deaf.
Yeah. Carly, are you there too? You're on mute.
Yes, I am here.
Oh, okay.
Apologies.
Brad, are you back?
No, he just says he can't hear anyone in chat.
We could have a brief recess to see if our chair can regain his audio capability, if that's okay with the committee.
Yes, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you. Yep.
Yeah, I can't hear you for whatever reason. So, Bill, maybe you should take over the chair, if you don't mind. Or who was it? No, Pete. Who was the vice chair? Ron.
Yeah.
You take over because I can't hear you guys, and I'll figure out why my sound's not working.
Maybe we'll just pause, Carly, and Brad can disconnect and reconnect.
Sure.
If that's okay with committee members.
Okay, that sounds great. So we'll take a brief recess to allow Chair McRoberts to leave the meeting and pop back on. And then in the meantime, Mr. Vice Chair, I will send you the meeting script if we cannot resolve those issues.
Okay. Brad, you're back. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. All right. Carry on. You take over, Ron, for chair. I'll try to keep figuring this out.
All right. So, Carly, can you send me the script?
It should be on its way over to you.
Okay, thanks. So we are at 5.2 about the municipal comparators for council remuneration. And we do have a mover and a seconder for the committee direct to seek staff on the 10 comparators that we just listed. Is there any recommendations that we want to change the 10 comparators?
I'd still like to see Chatsworth in there if we can do that. If we can go to 11.
So Samantha or Carly, is there an issue of us going to 11?
Through your chair, there is no issue with us requesting the information from an additional municipality.
Okay. So, Bill, are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So then we'll modify the recommendation to have the remuneration from the 10 comparators used in the 2025 non-union pay, equity, and compensation review and include the Township of Chatsworth. Is that all right to do it that way, Carly, with regards to the motion?
Through you, Mr. Chair, it can be done formally as an amendment, but I'm also happy for it to be informal if the committee consents to that.
Okay, let's do it informally. We'll do it that way. All those in favor of the motion put forward with regards to the staff report of the 10 comparators plus Chatsworth? Motion's carried. Item number 5.3, the Council Remuneration Committee Council interview questions. The recommendation is that the 2026-2030 Council Remuneration Committee Council interview questions as appended to this report be approved, subject to amendments by the committee, and that staff be directed to proceed with arranging interviews with members of council to inform the committee work. I'll ask for a mover and a seconder. Moved by Bill, second by Peter. I'll turn this over to staff for their brief comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, through you. So I have put together some questions just based on what's been asked of council members in these interviews in the past. So what I've included is just a jumping off point for the committee, and with any additions or deletions that the committee would like to see, I'm more than happy to make those. And just for your information as well, I am currently working with members of council, and I have interviews lined up between August 8th and 20th. So once these questions are finalized, I will formalize those meetings in everybody's calendar, and we can go from there. But completely up to the committee in terms of what they would like to see with this questionnaire. So happy to take any feedback or suggested revisions.
Okay. Discussion from the committee members on the questionnaire?
Just one question. Are these the same questions that were used in the 20, I think it was 20 whatever, the previous committee? Or has there been additions or changes?
Through you, Mr. Chair, they are essentially the same questions that were asked in 2022. I've made some brief language adjustments, as well as added an opportunity for any general comments about remuneration that weren't captured in the beginning of the questionnaire. So I have made slight changes, but no really substantial changes to the questionnaire. So it is very consistent with what has been asked in previous years in those interviews.
Peter?
Would under the special events, could we add in an additional question there? Basically, would they have attended the event if they weren't on council? So if this is something they would have gone to anyways. And then a final question on the questionnaire I'd like is if they feel the level of compensation they're currently receiving is fair, high, low. Just ask the people who are getting paid what they think of what they're getting paid.
Okay, great. And is the committee okay with that being added sort of under the other topic, just kind of as general feedback?
Yes, I am. I actually had that same question. So that's, I think that's a good question to get their thoughts on their compensation. Okay.
So Carly, I'd also like to leave it open for if Brad has any additional comments on the questionnaire that we can add them into it. He may have some other opportunity or observations in the questionnaire. I think the questionnaire is comprehensive, and we'll certainly get the feedback from council members as we go through it. Any other discussion on the questionnaire? Seeing none, all those in favor, including the 2 additions? That's carried. Item number 6, unfinished business, we don't have any. Item number 7, there's no new business. Item number 8, the date of the next regular meeting to determine by the committee and allow the board to discuss possible dates for the next meeting. And you said, Carly, that we've got a series of meetings between the 8th and the 20th. So I would go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Chair. I was just confirming that yes, the individual interviews will be scheduled between those dates. And of course, we're welcoming the committee to schedule their next meeting at a time that works best for them. So just keeping in mind that there may also need to be some time for data collection for our treasurer and I to work through and collect that comparator data.
So I was going to ask you on a timing standpoint. So our next committee, we'd be looking at the 10 comparators information. Would we also have an opportunity to see the summary of comments from the council questionnaire?
Through you, Mr. Chair, depending on when the meeting occurs, there is a possibility that we could have all of that feedback on the agenda.
Considering we have to have this done all by in October, I'm suggesting that the next meeting probably has to be sometime early September. But would that give you guys enough time to put all of that information together for us?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'll allow the treasurer to also chime in, but from the interview questionnaire response perspective, I do believe that would be sufficient time for us to have those responses summarized for the committee's information.
So I'm looking at, is Tuesday a good day for committee members? Either the 2nd of September or the 9th of September, which would be better for staff?
2nd's a holiday, isn't it? Or no, the 1st is.
First.
No, 1st is. 2nd would work. 2nd would work best for me because I'm away the rest of September. So
okay.
If we could do the 2nd, that would be perfect.
Can you hear us again, Brad?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, good. Does the 2nd of September work for everyone, including staff? So why don't we plan the 2nd of September at 3 p.m.? The next committee meeting.
Okay.
I have a mover as seconder. Moved by Peter and seconded by Bill. There's no discussion. All those in favor? And now I'll call for a vote to move for an adjournment. Moved by Peter, seconded by Bill. All those in favor?